Hey everybody, welcome. I'm here for you tonight with an update on the Earnest Williams case. Now, Ernest Williams I don't even know if they're still legally married, but he was the husband of, if we want to say that she is a radio personality. Her name is Shirley Strawberry. She's been on the Steve Harvey Morning Show for years. And she's really known for her commentating, and she has something called the Strawberry Letter. She reads that on the show. That's a big part of the show in the morning. So her husband, or estranged husband, or maybe they're going through a divorce, her husband, Ernest Williams, he recently received some changes at his bond hearing this week. He had multiple charges, very serious charges against him. And one set of charges was some, and I can't really say the words, but they're child P, if you can, I can spell it out, porngraphy, material charges. It was four of them. And at his bond hearing, there was an agreement that those four charges would be dismissed. Now, I'm going to play his bond hearing, and I'll let you hear it first, but this is the main focus of this video. That set of four charges that were very serious, they have been dismissed, and he has also received a reduction or a set of his bond in two other cases. One for $6,000 in total and one for $8,000 in total. So I'm going to let you hear the bond hearing first, and then we will come back and I'll try to kind of filter it out because it's a lot. It's very quick. It's like less than 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. He has his entire hearing, and it's on Zoom. So it would be no purpose of me to show you his Zoom hearing because you're not going to see him. You're not going to see his face. He's wearing a mask, and it's just a quick hearing. So I'm going to play that for you now.
Have a good evening. All right, we got Earnest Williams. That's position 9, 10, and 11. And I think there's a consent. And Ms. Winfrey, you've said that position 9 is going to be a dismissal?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so 23 CP 215407 is going to be a dismissal. We got position 10, 23 CP 220091. 3 counts of theft by deception felony, and 23 CP 220152, 3 counts of financial transaction card fraud, and 1 count of theft by deception felony. Ms. Rondon, and y'all came up with some sort of agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. For position 10, the case that ends in 091, the state and I have agreed to a $6,000 total bond with a no contact with the victim, an ankle monitor, and a condition to surrender his passport. For position 11, which ends in 152, we have consented to an $8,000 total bond with the same conditions as the previous position: no contact with the victim, surrender of the passport, and an ankle monitor.
All right, so on the one position 10 ending in 0091, I've got stay away from 1064 Park Road in Atlanta, Georgia. You got my normal: no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons, no further contact is Gaylene, Gaylene, Bickham's, Bickhams. And are they going to surrender the passport to you, Ms. Rondon?
Yes, we'll arrange that.
All right. I know it's got those other 2 cases. I know Cobb County, for some reason, believes in those tablets, so no access to a tablet. So they take that tablet away from him. On position 11, ending in 0152, that's no further contact with Melody Scretchen, SCRETCHEN. And no further contact with the co-defendant, Erica King. Stay away from 900 Pine Grove Drive. You got the ankle monitor. He'll send a render of the passport to you. And once again, no tablets. So you lose your tablet, sir. All right, Ms. Rondon, you going to send that to me?
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
All right. Well, you can't email it, Ms. Rondon. What's the plan?
Oh, well, Judge, I can email you, but I can't receive any response back. So
okay.
I can do the order and I'll send it to you. I'll do that.
So you can send it, you just can't. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
But yeah, the firewall stops us from receiving any sort of emails.
Okay, got you. Well, I will, I'll sign it when I get it and I'll give it to, Mr. Dukes and he can get it e-file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so I kind of let it go on a little bit. So that was his bond hearing. I don't think it makes any sense to try to replay it because it was so quick, so much information in just like less than 2 minutes. They have a lot of cases, and because they had already made agreements before they got on the Zoom, they didn't have to go back and forth. They already made agreements, probably stipulated to certain things. So when they got on the Zoom, it was really just a matter of putting the details on the record. So I'm going to try to filter and flush all of that out for you now. So the first thing is the judge says he has 2 other cases that were not brought up at the Zoom. So that is 5 cases in total, 2 that weren't brought up at the Zoom. So we'll put those 2 fingers down. So we're discussing 3 cases. In the bond hearing, they refer to it as position 9, 10, and 11. So position 9, this is the first case we're going to talk about. Position 9 was the case that ended in 407. And this is the case that had the 4 child P materials charges. This case was dismissed. Now, I cannot tell you exactly why it was dismissed, but I want to say a couple of things. Now, I tried to go to the Fulton County website, but their website is still down as of yesterday. I tried to put all my facts together yesterday. The problem was I couldn't confirm what was already said at the hearing because the website was down to do the lookup of his case. However, we're going to go with what was put on the record. So I can't confirm exactly with Fulton County, but this is the judge, this is his Zoom hearing, and it was put on the record. So we know there were 5 cases, we're only discussing 3. Out of position 9, that first case that had those 4 charges, we know that case was dismissed. So he no longer has that case anymore. So now we're only talking about 2 cases and not the 2 that didn't come up at all. We have position 10 and position 11. So I hope everybody is following me. 5 cases, 3 discussed on the record in this hearing. The first one, position 9, dismissed. Now, people probably want to know, why was the case dismissed? What happened? I cannot confirm why the case was dismissed, but I'll give you a couple of things that I heard. So I'm going to use the word allegedly because I can't confirm it, right? I was hearing, I found out some information that, again, this is allegedly, that the laptop where the materials was found on, it was not a laptop that it was purchased new. Allegedly, it was purchased from a pawn shop, and the images that were on there were before it was purchased by Mr. Williams. So they are believing that because the images were already on the laptop, so he's allegedly going in, purchasing a used laptop. The images are already on the laptop. When the laptop is discovered and the images are discovered, initially the charges are placed on him. However, once they look at the timeline where the images were obtained, this was prior to him purchasing it. That is what I have heard. I cannot confirm that this is true. However, considering these are 4 serious charges, I am pretty confident that if it's not true, those charges will come back later if there's more evidence. But it is a believable situation if you buy something that's used and it's already existing, and you can have the pawn shop provide who sold the laptop if they keep the records, when he purchased the laptop, and when those images were put on the laptop or searched on the laptop or found, downloaded on the laptop, you can kind of piece together a timeline. So I don't know if it's true or not, but that is what I heard. And we'll just move on. So we have position 10 and we have position 11, two separate cases. So in position 10, that is the case that ends in 091. That case has 3 counts of theft by deception, which is a felony. And there was some negotiations behind the scene, agreements behind the scene, where the bond for that particular set of charges in total is set at $6,000. Now, this is very important because remember, we're looking at not super rich people. He may not have been able to post those higher bonds that were $200,000 each when he had those other charges that were dismissed. These are more reasonable. This is something that a person can come up with. $6,000, an everyday person could probably come up with those funds. So for this particular set of charges, he's getting a total bond of $6,000. So that's about $2,000 per charge. Something way, way, way more reasonable. Okay, now he did have some stipulations or restrictions. He was to stay away from a specific property. He was to not use any drugs, no alcohol use, no weapons, and not to contact who we will refer to as the victim. Okay. Now, in the last case, which is position 11, that case ends in 152. Those charges consist of 3 counts of financial transaction, card fraud, and he has 1 count of theft by deception. So 4 charges in the last case, 3 counts of financial transaction, card fraud, and 1 count of theft by deception, which is a felony. Oh, it's a lot, y'all. So there was an agreement made for this case, and the bond in this case was set at $8,000, which again, I think is $2,000 per charge, just like in the prior case, 091, $2,000 for each charge. In this case, it's going to be a total bond of $8,000. Okay. He has no contact. They want him to wear an ankle monitor. They want him to surrender his passport. They can't have any contact with his co-defendant, Mrs. King. He's supposed to stay away from the property. He cannot have any tablets. Okay. So that is all of the 2 cases, their charges, and the bonds. I have laid it out nicely for you. 2 cases, not considering he has 2 other cases that the judge just noted, but these 2 cases, in total, a bond of $14,000. In total, 7 charges, 3 counts, 3 charges in 091, 4 charges in 152. Total bond, $14,000. Okay, now I just want to go over what initially hit the news that was everywhere. That was the headlines. I want to remind myself and other people of why all of this is coming about, right? Now I have to go online for this, so excuse me while I pull this up. Okay, in the case. Have to get it. Okay. Just getting all the cases and the charges together is like a lot. Okay. I want to remind people why these charges initially came about. So just give me one moment. There is honestly not any current news articles. I've been trying to catch the Zooms on his cases. Trying to see if I can go back to his original case and just let people know what the initial charges were. I'm trying to like stay away from some of the salacious information. It's just been a lot of stuff that I don't want to discuss. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I do not want to discuss. I'm trying to be respectful of all people involved. It's hard to even get back to the original case because I just want to focus on those criminal charges, not so much the things that have come out through the jail calls, things that have been said during that time. It's a lot of that. Let me see if I can write it differently, and then I might be able to get a different result. Because I really want to stay focused on that original case. And that original case really involved financial crimes. And I don't want to move too far away from it. I found the article. I've already read this article before, but it's been so long. I just want to make sure people are keeping this at the forefront and not just going for more of the jail call commentary and some of the stuff about the bigamy, things like that. I would like to focus on those original charges, which the headlines read. For example, Roswell police make double arrest in $1 million fraud scheme. I want to keep that at the forefront of the conversation, not so much the salacious stuff. So this article is by fox5atlanta.com. It's dated October 25th, 2022. Roswell police have arrested 2 people in connection to a $1 million business scheme. Investigators say 57-year-old Earnest Williams and 46-year-old Erica King convinced people to pay them for their business expertise. Now, remember, the judge in the hearing said that he is not to have any contact with Ms. King. So I want to always keep that as the forefront. This would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media following, said Roswell police officers Tim Lupo. So I just want to show you a picture of them. Okay. That's a picture of them. Police say Williams and King acted the part and people paid good money for their services. However, investigators say they never provided any services and it was all a scam. We know about more than a dozen victims and over $1 million in monetary and property loss, said Officer Lupo. Roswell detectives first began looking into Williams and King in June regarding a case of rental fraud at a property on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road. Once detectives started looking into their financial transactions, it led them to the extensive business scheme. Williams and King both have multiple charges of fraud, forgery, and theft against them. Police say Earnest Williams also goes by Nesto. Erica King also goes by Erica Hewley or Erica Hewley Rashu. Investigators believe there are other victims who have been scammed but have not yet come forward. If you know anything about this case or believe you were victimized, then they have like a tip line. The reason that I want to try to keep the focus on the criminal charges is because a lot of things that are being publicly said about Mr. Williams, Mrs. Shirley Strawberry, and of course her boss, Steve Harvey, they are not they're not important. Um, an affair, for example, that's not really an important part of these criminal charges. You know, we want to focus on the financial crimes, the loss of these funds, any type of schemes that were going on that they were involved in allegedly. We want to keep that at the forefront because, especially now that those more um, serious charges are dismissed, um, you know, we don't want to tear down the marriage, even if it is a bigamous marriage. I don't know. I don't know if he got a divorce from his first wife. She's alleging he hasn't, but that is still a marriage, a legal marriage that's binding unless something changes between Shirley Strawberry and her husband, Earnest Williams. So I don't want to really discuss that. I know there has been some repair done between the relationship with Steve Harvey and Shirley Strawberry. Again, I did a video on that, just talking about how I really liked how Steve Harvey handled the situation, how he felt that it was really a focused attack on him, and they were using anything they could, you know, people that he felt targeted him to attack him and his wife. So he handled things very maturely, very gracefully. So I'm all about focusing on what I feel should be the focus, which is the actual criminal allegations. And right now, these allegations have to do with mostly financial crimes, the financial transactions, the theft by deception. That's the scheme, is what I'm thinking. That's why they have these specific charges. Now, we don't know about the other two cases that the judge mentioned, but this is very different from those other charges. I mean, he probably can get out now, unless something else comes up. Now, I know there was some time ago where in the video I had talked about him having some issues out, some legal issues out of California, allegedly taking a vehicle from California and bringing it down south. So I don't know what's going to come with that. They said that they were interested in pursuing him, and maybe not. Just like if it's a possible bigamy charge, that's probably not going to happen. They're going to focus on these positions 10 and 11, which is the more so financial crimes, and see where that goes. So maybe he'll get bond. I don't know. I guess they have to do some more investigations, and they were seeking victims to contact them. So the police is still looking into this case. We have to just wait and see where it goes, and also wait and see if there's going to be a repair of their marriage. They've been apart. This information is saying 2022. It's 2024. That was October of 2022. So that's about almost a year and a half. You know, can their marriage survive? It appears from those jail phone calls that there's possibly a, affair possibly with a different person involved with Mr. Williams. These are all things that'll have to be addressed. And I guess we just have to wait and see if he is given, bail. Is he going to go and be with his wife? Is he going to be by himself or family? Or maybe be with this other person? Now, allegedly, the other person was in Florida. So I'm not sure. It appears that they're probably going to want him to stay in Fulton County because there was some talk that he could possibly go to Abu Dhabi, I think it was. So there'll probably be you can't leave Fulton County or possibly the state of Georgia. I'm not sure, whatever restrictions. But he probably can get bail now that these amounts are much lower, and he may be possibly reuniting with his wife or family or some support system. So I just think that the scheme part still has to be proven, because you can go in business, and we all know that a lot of businesses suffer after the pandemic. People receive some relief funds through the SBA loans and things like that. So a lot of businesses fail. and maybe they felt that they could help people and they could, do well, and it just didn't happen. A lot of people have just suffered. So a lot of people have downsized. Businesses have downsized. People aren't holding office space anymore. They're working from home. Attorneys are coming together in one business, one building, because they know that people are partly working from home and they can alternate the space. They can share space. So a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed in a way how people handle business and just different needs. So let's just wait and see how it plays out. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take for the case to actually have a trial set, because he's been incarcerated for some time now. So we will see. I think that is everything that I needed to say. If something else comes up in Mr. Williams' case, I will definitely come back and give an update. It's been slow moving, and maybe he will be released on bond. If he is, I'll come back and let you know. $14,000, that's really not a lot of money. So we will see. So thank you for checking out this video. I hope you appreciate that update, because I've been trying to keep up, but it's hard. Those Zoom hearings are kind of hard to find. And like I said, the Fulton County website was down as of yesterday. So I've been trying my best to get the videos and everything to you. So if something happens, I will let you know. We'll come back, okay? So thanks for checking out this video. Remember, stay smart, stay safe, stay savvy, okay? Be well, all my friends. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye.